Hey everyone, Luke here, and a few things I want to get off with. Yes, I know I'm not wearing my hat, no, I'm not wearing my dressing gown. That's because it's just too hot right now to be wearing those things. And also, yes, I know I'm doing the three reviews back to back to back, but hey, let's just get them all out of the way. So this will be chapter 252, titled Bone Crisis Part 21, and yeah, no beating around the bush. We're just gonna dive straight into it. So we pick up from the ending of the last chapter where we had Momo and Mirio actually winning one of the rounds for once in the card game, and yeah, having crossed round 14, Warlock loses four more medals. So Maverick only has one medal left, and Kariko has one, two, six medals left. So Maverick took the blunt of it, and it's like, oh crap, this is bad. I'm dying. Like, he's literally just having his whole life flash before his eyes right now as he's just feeling the weight of this game. Yeah, not so pleasant when it's on when the shoe's on the other foot, is it, Maverick? Yeah. Anywho, so both team Witch's Woman has only one medal left. Both Maverick and Team Witch's Woman have one medal left, whereas Mirio has has all seven of his medals, so he can afford to take a hit if they lose this next round. So yeah, round 6 will decide the winner in the same way that Kariko can afford to take a hit. So they're probably both going to take hits when they get to round 5. But yeah, Kariko starts like laughing like crazy. It's like, oh, there's no way they can win. The woman has 3, 4, and 5 left. The vampire has 1, 3, and 5 left, and they both have 6 and 7 left. So yeah, they're pretty confident. Like, no matter what they do right now, no matter which order they play their cards, they'll still win 2 in a row. So they're thinking like, oh, it's checkmate. They've already decided they've won. They just don't know it yet. So yeah, round 5 starts to begin as Kariko starts to pick like, oh, which card should I play next? 6 or 7? It doesn't matter. We'd still win. Though I guess I should still tell Maverick as we see finally the way they've actually been communicating. It's not been the way that I've been thinking like, oh, they can read each other's minds, so they're speaking telepathically. No, they're using like basic like hand sign language. Like, okay, don't know if it's like real sign language or it's like just like a code of like, okay, this is 5, so this is 5. This is 4. This is 3, or something like that. So yeah, there. As we cut to the flashback of just like resonate with me as Maverick's like, okay, we're doing 6 next. As they go, resonance magic. It allows the caster and one target to feel exactly the same physical sensation. So basically, they've been feeling each other's sensations. So like whenever Kariko has shut her fist, Maverick has felt that feeling of like, oh, a fist is being shut up. So something like that. So like they know like, okay, Maverick knows like, okay, this is 6. I know this is 6. So we're doing 6 next. So yeah, really not necessarily cheating, just finding a way around the rules, a loophole in the rules of like, okay, we can't verbally communicate. We can't verbally communicate with our mouths, but we can physically communicate with our fists. That's basically the gesture that they're going for here. So as Mirio is looking a little bit sweaty, Momo notices this and is like, oh, Mirio hasn't said anything. What card are we picking next? Don't tell me he's given up. And she's like, okay, whatever, I need to pick a card right now because time is running out. As they reveal the cards, so Kariko and Maverick pick 6, Momochi picks 5, and Mirio picks 3. So obviously the witches are going to win. Are going to lose here, and the Warlocks are going to win. Really, nothing they really could have done in this situation. And Mirio's like, okay, on that page, it's like, okay, yeah, there's really no way we can win this round. So I'm going to have to take the brunt of it. I'm going to have to take this gamble. Hopefully it pays off. As Gambit declares like, oh, Team Witch loses 5 medals, and Mirio's like, oh. Mirio's like, it's fine, I'll take it, of course. And yeah, sure enough, he takes the full brunt of 5 medals, being taken away from it. And yeah, he's like, yeah, this is rough. It really does feel like they're just sucking out almost all my energy in one go. So yeah, I can just imagine like just the drain of energy, just like all your energy, just like a force, just being like just sucking it dry, just be Probably like just having a ton of bricks on your back all at once, and then just lifting them and then just taking over, just like, just like that kind of like sensation going on here, as Momo feels a little bit disheartened right now. But this is where Mirio sees his chance of just being like, okay, Momo's disheartened, like almost straight out. This might be my chance to actually turn the tides of this battle, and how I can actually get around Gambit's eagle eye of watching this game for any sorts of cheating left, right, and centre, as he says. Gambit, I want to heal my teammate, and Kariko is hearing this and she's been like, wait, what? Heal your teammate, what are you talking about? As Mirio says, she's at 1 medal, she looks like she could collapse at any minute. I can't bear to watch that when I have the ability to give my energy to other people. As Momo realises, like, oh, he's going to use it first train on me, and he continues to say, I want to give half of my remaining energy, in other words, I want to transfer 1 medal to her. As Maverick's like, oh, whoa, hold up there, transferring medals, I ain't gonna give my medal, I'm gonna give my okay to anything that affects the game. And Miro says like, wait, I'm only picking this up because of the fact that it actually doesn't affect the game. No matter what, the next round will be the last one. Which of us has 1 medal or 2 doesn't make a difference. And if that's the case, I want to do what I can to make things a little better for her. So yeah, not really cheap, because he's basically saying like, no matter what, you guys have won the game. I've won the game anyway. So it doesn't matter what we do in this situation. I give her 1 of my medals, or she gives me 1 of her. Like, it really doesn't matter, because you guys are going to win. Anyway. And yeah, Kariko, he's bracing himself for the loss. As Malphite's like, oh, what are we gonna do? And they're like, yeah, don't ask me. Gambit is the one who decides it, and Gambit actually permits this, probably because Gambit realizes that, transfer back, it doesn't matter in this case, because they're probably gonna lose anyway. So that's probably why Gambit is allowing this. They say, however, you must not discuss anything in the process, and I will be watching carefully. As Mirio transfers 1 of the medals to Momo, and Momo realizes like what is going on. It's like, Mirio, he's always been the spoiled baby brother of the Otagiri household, but when push comes to shove, he's one of our bravest. The refusal to back even 1 step down, and a noble heart that beats for all his friends. Thank you, Mirio. I feel the message you sent me. So basically, using the secret code that he's realised that, okay, if I can get a secret code to Momo, we bypass Gambit's rules of like, yeah, no talking with each other, no giving each other help. That's against the rules, and you'll be penalised for it. So yeah, if Gambit doesn't know, then no harm comes of it, essentially. So as everything settles down, round 6 begins, as they are going to choose their 6th card. As Momo has 3 and 4, Mirio has 1 and 5, and Maverick and Kariko have 1 and 7 together. So whoever loses this round loses 6 medals. That's enough to make the whole team lose. In other words, they die. Basically following the Yu-Gi-Oh rules of like this being a shadow game, you live or you die. It's all in the name of cards. But yeah, Kariko figures like, oh, we still have our strongest cards left. There's no way there's no way they can lose. So they reveal their cards, and as Mirio and Momo reveal 5 and 4, and Maverick reveal 7, Kariko surprisingly reveals 1, and Maverick's there like, just wait a minute, 1? And Kariko is even more confused by this, like, wait a minute, what? I picked 1? When did I pick 1? I don't remember picking 1. But Gambit at this point is like, Team Warlock 1, Team Witch 4, Team Witch wins. And Kariko is like, wait a minute, violation, I call violation. I picked my 7, I didn't pick my 1, I picked my 7. Name was a cheat. That's the only explanation I can think of here, and just really get up in the judge's face, like, how dare you? Like, I picked 7. I didn't pick 1. And And even though Kiriko says they cheated, like Mirio says, "You bet we did. You bet we did. This game is over." Like thinking about, oh yeah, we cheated, you cheaters, because they've essentially been cheating all this game with using their Magic Send secret codes. So yeah, they've been finding the rules behind the scenes as well. So the only way they will Mirio thought, okay, the only way we can beat these cheaters is to be cheaters ourselves and get back at them. As he starts to explain how he's able to do this, as he says, "I can read other people's emotions with my drain ability, which means my reverse drain lets me share my feelings with another. I sent Momochi a message along with my energy. It was a gamble since I can't exactly send words. I just hope she figured it out." And Momo, thankfully, unlike Ban, who would probably have lost this game entirely for both of them, and both would have been completely screwed in that regard, says, "Yeah, I got your message loud and clear. I don't have the energy left to move a person, but I can move a nearly weightless playing cards a few inches." So she basically, at the very last second, swapped what Kiriko's card was going to be. Like she was going to pick 7, but she ended up picking 1, and that's how they got around it. And yeah, Kiriko calls them out on this. Like, you swapped my 7th for 1 at the last second. The transporter witch used her magic to cheat. I know this. I know that this happened. This had to happen. That's the only explanation of why I would pick my 1 over my 7. As Mio counteracts this, like, okay, so you're saying we cheated then? Well, where's your proof? Besides, isn't Gambit the judge here? Or are you going to say using magic using magic overrides their decision? If that's the case, then what about the resonance magic you've been using this entire time? Like, calling them out like, okay, so you think we've cheated? Well, where's your proof of that? And besides, we know all this time you've been cheated by using your magic to override Gambit's decisions. Isn't that right? So if you're going to call us out on cheating, we're going to call you out on cheating here. And they really have no way of coming back from this, because if they say anything, then that just proves like, oh, they've been cheating and they would have been like penalised by Gambit there and there. So they thought it was checkmate for them, for Team Witch, but really it was checkmate for them, because Mirio knew they'd been using magic to cheat. And he was like, okay, so I'm going to call them out on their cheating by cheating ourselves by using Momo's magic to swap Kiriko's card at the last minute. Checkmate for the Warlocks. So after calling them out on their cheating, the Gambit announces like, oh, the winner of low card is Team Witch. And yeah, at this point they're just like, yeah, we won. Team Warlock loses 6 medals, as Kiriko is willing to take the full brunt of 6 medals when she only has 5. She only has 5 remaining. Is it 5 she has remaining, or it's yeah, I'm pretty sure she has 5 remaining, because we do see her with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, she has 6 left. So yeah, she's gonna lose anyway. As Maverick's like, no, I'll take it. I showed up half deaf in the first place. I'll just be going back to how I was. Like, just let me take the full brunt of this. As Kiriko was like, oh, just shut it. I'm the one who started this. I'll take responsibility for how it ends. So regardless of everything she's done, Kiriko, like, she is willing, like, okay, yeah, I lost fair and square, even though we cheated. Both teams cheated, but they cheated better than us, so I've got to take responsibility for this. It was my game. I set this up, so I've got to take the full brunt of losing this game. And sure enough, she does, and she's just lying there on the floor, completely defeated, but still alive, still breathing, but only just barely. And she thinks about someone and say, I wish it had been you, not me. Going back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the game. It should be me, not him. It's not fair. It's not fair. But yeah, Maverick at this point is just completely desperate, just seeing Kiriko there, noticing that she's on the verge of death, and with no other choice, turns to Mirio and is like, please help her. Just do something to help her. She's still alive. There's a chance she can be saved. All my magic does is help people. I can't. Is hurt people. I can't use it to actually help people. You're the one who can actually do that. So please, I'm begging you, just give us this one give us this one chance for survival. So after hearing Maverick's plea of wanting to help Kiriko, Muriel, being the noble soul that he is, agrees to it, because they're all virtually on death's door anyway. So as he's healing Kiriko and taking energy from Momo, Momo says like, you could take more if you want. As Mia says like, no, you'll die as well. 1 medal's worth is plenty. There, now everyone has 1 medal of energy left, so we're all on our last leg. So they're all pretty much out of this fight right now. Like, they've all had their major battles. They're all done right now. Like, the battles themselves have been like, the battle between Maverick and Muriel was pretty cruel, and this card game battle was interesting, but I felt like it did drag on a little bit, and a lot of people were a little bit annoyed by it. But I still enjoyed it for the most part, because of the fact that it went back to the classic Yu-Gi-Oh formula, like a card game to the death, essentially. But anyway, Kiriko is like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask you to save me. And Mira's like, oh, there's no need to die. None of us have to die. This isn't about anything else have to stake our lives on. And Kiriko's like, oh, I'll make you regret this. I'll make you regret it. I'll make you regret for saving my life. As Mira's like, oh, if you want to go ahead, go again, sure, I'm ready whenever you are. But next time there won't be any bets. It will simply be a normal game where no one gets hurt. As Kiriko's like, I got your message. Damn it, and that's where the chapter ends. So yeah, that chapter ends the card game of death. Like I said, I enjoyed it for the most part, but I can see why people were annoyed by it. And yeah, I really felt like it could have been cut down a little bit more. Like, Ban basically just made the first half of it just like that much more irritating for everyone, not just me, but also the audience as well. But I think that was the intention of it, to show that, hey, Ban's emotional state at this point, because like, obviously she's worried about Nico, but also worried about the others as well, even though she's not going to admit that. And yeah, she's made some dumb decisions, and that just like irritates her and others around her. That, yeah, she basically became like, oh, what's the point of everything? I'm just going to lose anyway, just like losing on purpose rather than actually playing the game to full. But now that the game's out of the way, we focus on that. We can move back on to the Khan, Ban versus Dory and Marriage fight, which is going to be in the next chapter. But anyway, guys, what do you think of this chapter and the card game as a whole? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.